I was up early messing around with my music studio, which you can check out at lostcaper.com. The sun rose, it was a beautiful day, the animals were around. There's some crows that sit right outside the studio window, and when he's hungry he pecks on the window, want me to feed him. The deers are awesome to see them going. There's 4 of them in the field. You've seen me put these roads in earlier videos. Now it's time to plow them out so that I can get to the maple taps. Sideways. It's just very, very slippery, even with ice chains on. It's crazy. That road goes up there, and it's going to circle around to the right about 250 meters. It goes down over the hill, and it's going to come out here where my cabin's going to be, down there by the shore. And all along that loop, there's about 20 trees that I can tap. Take it for a little tour here. Not sure if you can see the lake. You can see that's a beautiful view here, and the cabin's going to be right to the left. I'm going to tap some trees down here, so I got the road pretty much blowing out. And I think I'll run home and get my ATV and start putting in some taps. I have my bike decked out for maple syrup. Got a bungee cord on this pot, some cans, this really cool axe that I made the handle for that my father-in-law had kicking around here. It's an old axe and a hammer, and I couldn't find the handle, so I made one out of a piece of hardwood. Got a bag of taps. Got a drill and a bit. I'm sure you can see that. Right down the corner is where we're going down there. This was an old tap I put in a few days ago. I just put the one in to see if the maple was running yet, and there's very little in it. I thought there was something wrong with that taps, because we had a really nice day and a cold night, and I thought it should be running. So I took out the old tap, and I put in the new tap, and as soon as I put it in, it started having a few drops. So I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong, but sometimes the taps don't run. I wrap a piece of tape around the drill bit at about 1.25 inches, 1.5 inches, and that serves as an indicator to how far I'll put the bit into the tree. Putting the bit too far into the tree and into the heartwood can actually damage the tree. I decided to go through the trail, and there's another maple tree right there. I want to go through the trail and pack it down good so that I'll be able to access it, because if it's not packed down I'll be sinking and getting stuck. So I'm packing it down while the going's pretty good. And I don't think I'm going to tap very many trees, probably just 6 or 8 for now until it starts to run. There's a cluster of trees that I'm going to tap. It's not a rock maple or maple syrup tree, but they still do produce maple syrup, and it tastes just as good. Maybe if you have a real good palate, you could tell the difference. But for now, I tapped this tree here, and I'm just waiting for a drip. Yay! Not so much this one. This one has been running and they're right beside each other. It's kind of weird. Anyway, we got at least 3 dripping. Oh, there's another drip. Slow going, but you know, after 12, 14 hours, I'll have a little bit between all 3 of them. This tree here is a real maple syrup tree. You can tell by the flaky bark and the lynchings on it. A lot of times they have little lynchings, green growth, fungus. Anyway, I think this is a big enough tree to put 2 taps in. And we'll see what this brings. You see the black tape on the bit? That's the indicator as to how far I put the bit into the tree. When I pound in the tap, I listen for the sound to know when it's all the way in. Oh, there, here it's solid. It's far enough in. Well, I've been away for a few days in Halifax, and I'm just going to go down now to check to see how the taps are doing. It's supposed to get like 45 millimeters of rain here. So I just have the cans, but I don't have the lids on the cans, so I don't want them to fill with water. So I'm just going to put any sap in this bucket here. That's all been cleaned this morning. And I'm going to replace the taps with these bottles. I'm just going to poke holes in them and slide them on this line. And some of them have covers. But regardless, there's little or no water gets in them. So I'll just have sap, and I won't lose a day's sap run, because at least I'll have the jugs up there. And then when it clears up, I'll have the lids for the regular jugs. But you know what? These work really fine. I just clean them out really, really good, wash them out, rinse them, cut a hole in them, and then I'll show you how I just slip them onto the spline. They stay on there and they fill up 2 liters. Most times, my trees, I'll be lucky if I get 2 liters a day, so they work pretty good. So anyway, we're going to go down now and take a look to see how much sap I have. Maybe I won't have any, I don't know. last few days, 67 degrees, so I see that all the snow's gone off the main road. I shouldn't say main road, I should say the road down alongside our property. I see it's got soft in some areas, so I'll have to fix that. Boy, the snow's up in here too. There's the Peter Pond Road up there. And you might see some buckets on the tree. I'll check that after. Check this one. I'm trying to steer with one hand here. No power steering. There's the tap for the birch tree. I don't expect anything will be in that yet because the birch trees don't run till well after the main season of the maple. Well, let's take a peek here at this can. See what we got. Well, nothing really. That's hard to believe. It was running when I left. Well, that's kind of disappointing. I'll check the other ones, but I don't suspect they'll be great. We had a few cold nights and warm days, so it'd be ideal. An old friend of mine that used to tap a lot said east wind, you get east wind, it's just like turning the tap off on your sink. It just stops running. So we're very prone to east wind here. But anyway, I'll check the other ones and see what we got. Well, it's up to about here. It's not great, but I'll take it. As you can see, there's some ice here. The sugar doesn't freeze. It's just the water that freezes. So by taking out the ice, you're only taking out the water. So it's that much less that you actually have to boil down. There's some cans in the upper road there. I'm not going to bother walking up the steep bank. I'll just drive up and around to the top road. As you can see, it's not being very successful. It's very slow to run. Hardly anything in that one. But instead of hanging those cans again, I'm going to cut holes in a 2-liter plastic pop bottle. As you can see, I cut a hole there, and it should slip right over that spline. So, snaps right on. That, pull it off, you line up the hole, and it snaps right on. Perfect, not much water gets in there. If you have the cover, that's all the better. But that's a nice little hack, and it doesn't cost you. Those cans are like 10 bucks around here, so it's nice to have the nice looking cans hanging on your trees, but that works. Well, with the pop bottles on all those 6 taps, it should be okay. If it rains, no water's going to get in. So basically we're going to wait out the storm and check it again tomorrow. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.